I think in fairness to full disclosure, I have to say that I don't like Joe Biden. And my feelings for him are deeply personal. They go back to the fall of 1998 when I resigned from the United Nations. I testified before the United States Senate, and Joe Biden behaved in probably one of the least professional appearances of his entire unprofessional career, mocking me, mocking what I was trying to do, calling me Scotty boy, saying that it was above my pay grade. That's why other people get the limos and I don't. So, you know, I'm just saying that I'm as human as the next person, and that didn't sit well with me. And so I've never really recovered from that. And then I also haven't recovered from his role in greenlighting the war on Iraq. He was in a unique position to stop that war. He could have held kind of hearings. He could have educated the American people about the reality of the threat posed by Iraq, or the lack of threat, and the real situation about WMD. And he chose not to. He chose to maintain a lie. The other thing we'll say about Joe Biden is he is a natural born liar. And I'm not going to get into the pettiness about his plagiarism and things like that. I'm talking about big picture lies. And I'll give you a recent example. In July of last year, we had a situation where Biden made a decision he's going to pull out of Afghanistan. And he was starting to do that. And the situation, the internal security situation in Afghanistan was falling apart. Ashraf Ghani, the Afghan president, called Biden and he panicked. He said, I got 15,000 Taliban and Pakistani insurgents pouring over the border. My army's on the verge of collapse. If you don't continue to give us air support, it's going to be over. We're going to be gone in a matter of days. And Biden shut him up and said, whoa, 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 you can't say that. What I need you to do, and this is virtually a direct quote, people can look it up and see if I'm not exaggerating. What I need you to do is go out and say everything's okay. Everything's under control. And here's the important one. Even if it's not true, we need to create the perception of control. So he's ordering someone to lie, not just to his own people, but in a statement that'll be heard by the American people. So they're lying to the American people. And he's saying this to achieve a perception that deviates from reality. That's Joe Biden. He is a liar. On Ukraine, he is compromised every which way but Sunday. We saw his involvement in the Maidan. He was involved, in shaping the Ukrainian government. We saw his direct interference with the prosecutor case. Where he bragged, "Son of a bitch, $1 billion." I mean, that's what he did. That's what he does. I'm not going to get into his son, except what the hell is this son who has no qualifications doing at on the board of a major energy money laundering group. Burisma is not a legitimate energy broker. It is a money laundering machine, specifically there to create a mechanism to buy American politicians. You'll be surprised how many photographs you see of all these officials that are on TV today talking about the great, wonderful Ukrainian democracy. They all have photos in their photo album, because I've seen them, of them sitting there at a Burisma site with a Burisma jacket on it, and in their pocket is a nice little Burisma check, because they're all bought and paid for. Burisma owns everything directly or indirectly, because that's what the Ukrainian government created them to do. Biden is corrupt. I'm not going to say that he is personally corrupt, but he's intellectually and morally corrupt on the issue of Ukraine. And therefore, if this was any other situation, he would have to recuse himself from this. But he's the president of the United States, so he can't recuse himself. But we are married to a policy that makes no sense. Literally, our Ukrainian policy makes no sense. It's not good for Ukraine, and it's no longer good for the United States. I mean, all the corruption money that we used to have that bought off our politician, that's going to be gone. And the people that are caught in the middle are the Ukrainian people. I mean, no matter where you stand on the issue of Stepan Bandera, the Nazis, whether Russia's right or wrong, my God, if you're not crying every night for the people of Ukraine, you're not human, because they don't deserve this. And yet this is their lot. There's a lot of other people. I see a lot of statements about Palestine. I don't want to get into that because that's a totally separate subject. But yes, the Palestinian people are suffering. every day, and they should not be ignored. The people of Yemen are suffering. The people of Iran are suffering. The people of Venezuela are suffering. Everybody who is put on the receiving end of American corrupt policy, because there is no uncorrupt American policy. Everything we touch breaks and dies. And most of those policies were crafted by Joe Biden, who's been involved in policy formulation and implementation for nearly 5 decades. Everything he touches dies, literally. He's the commander in chief. He's the guy we got. I don't know if I answered your questions. I might have gone off on a tangent there. I apologize.